Hello, everyone. It's Bob again. And today, what I'm going to talk about is a comic that I did myself completely. I wrote it, I drew it, I printed it, I put it all together myself. I had done a Kickstarter for it. This was for a couple years ago, successful Kickstarter. And this is just a mini comic that I did called Night Terrors. It was going to be this little thing. That I did where I wrote these short, complete horror stories. They were kind of interconnected. I had some characters that would pop up here and there. This one, I'll give a little backstory on it. I was drawing a lot. I was doing some comic book work for some random people, some stuff that never saw the light of day. But with all the drawing that I was doing and trying to break into the business and everything, I had given myself a pinched nerve. And it was pretty bad. I actually just couldn't do anything. And during that time, I was on a medical leave. So I would just sit at home. But you can't stop somebody who loves to do something from doing the thing they love. So even though I was in pain, I was drawing for myself and I had created a website and written this little short story here and then posted it online, and I got a few followers and stuff from it. And eventually, it just ended up I shutting the website down. The file just saved on my computer, so it was just sitting there, and it wasn't helping anybody. It wasn't doing anything. It was just kind of wasting away on my computer. So I decided to bring it up again, print it into a comic, and do a Kickstarter, which again was successful. And I had sent this out to a bunch of people. So here we are. This is just Night Terrors, and as you can see here, again, I printed all of this myself, wrote everything that's here. I literally did it all. So the coloring, lettering, inking, shading, all of that is me. And I'm going to actually try to zoom in here a little bit. Whoa, I don't think that's what that was. That was for doing a brightness. Yeah, let's just zoom in a little bit here so we can see some more of this. And it's basically just the story of this guy, this young guy is walking in, as you can see, the bad part of the neighborhood in the inner city. Where I live, they would call it the block, and that's where you would have all these, strip clubs and things. And he gets called from around the corner from this girl, and you can see here he's talking to himself that he's looking for something that was perfect, and he may have found that right here with this girl. So she just takes him by the hand and is like, let's go, not really giving him any time to think about anything or to make his own decision or anything. So they're walking and talking, getting to know each other. But one thing I will say in this book is neither character had a name. I did that on purpose. It was a choice to do that because I was going for something here. This is all about mystery. We don't know either of these people. They don't know each other. So we're just going to go with that. And we're going to kind of relate to the characters and the fact that, we don't know these other people or anything. So, but as you can see here, this guy has some ulterior motives. And he ends up injecting her with something that knocks her out. Okay. This is her knocked out. She's hearing some voices. These voices are coming out. Could be in her mind, could be telepathic kind of communication here, right? And these lights here start forming. Now, I am going to try to cover up some image because there is some nudity in this, and I didn't want it to to mess it up. So as you can see right here, what I'm covering up would be some kind of extreme nudity. So I'm not sure how YouTube is going to handle that. But basically, she wakes up and realizes you can't see it under my hands here, but she had her legs cut off. So, this guy, he's saying that he was a med student trying to, God, I don't think I can get these pages apart here. There we go. He's a med student. and he needs to be able to practice, and he's not doing too good, and they can't supply enough cadavers, maybe at the school that he's at or anything. And he's really just more of a serial killer type. And as we can see here, again, I'm going to cover up a little bit. She's inviting these voices inside, the voices that were talking to her the whole time, saying they could save her if she just allows them in. So she does that because she realizes that, she's not going to get out of this situation. Now, right here, I'm going to, we'll pull back again here so you can see this. So, I talked to you guys a little bit about some of the horror comics that I look at and everything. You have this comic called Vampirus Carmella, who, tells short stories in a magazine about vampires and such. And she's kind of the host of it. Like, you have, like, the Crypt Keeper with Tales from the Crypt. She's kind of the Crypt Keeper for that book. And I don't know, I've always kind of liked that type of thing, but I've always liked the hot vampire chick. Like, you have Elvira, Vampira. You had Morticia from the Munsters, things like that. So I invented my own, and this is her right here. And I'm gonna go ahead and tell just a funny story about that, because I had posted a picture in a Facebook group for comic artists about this character here. And again, she's a generic vampire type character in the same vein as Elvira, Morticia. I'm not sure Morticia's vampire, but you get what I'm saying here. Or Vampira herself. And man, the blowback was insane. Like, I had posted the picture, and then I ended up taking a nap, and when I woke up and took a look, there's like 100 comments of these people just berating the hell out of me. How could I ever think to make a character like this that's been made before or anything like that? Oh my God, they really jumped on me, and they were really, fighting tooth and nail over this. And what was wild was I had some guy that was like taking up for me that I didn't even know, and he's kind of fighting the battle for me against these other guys. And what's wild is those other guys were, they're comic artists, they're making their own comic, and I don't necessarily know why they chose me to shit all over. But their comics, I mean, again, they were doing the same thing. One guy's comic was literally just the Winter Soldier. His character looked exactly like the Winter Soldier. There was no originality there, but they were going to berate me. But anyway, I thought it was hilarious. I just ended up blocking those guys or whatever. As a matter of fact, I probably ended up deleting the post. But yeah, it was just wild. So, be careful whenever you put something on Facebook. You're probably going to get yelled at for it. That's Facebook, So, she gets this power, this thing. It's kind of like the alien symbiote from Spider-Man, but it's a blackness. It's just an evil blackness that kind of possesses her body here and gives her the strength to take this guy out. And she takes the heart away from him. She pulls the heart right out of his chest. And apparently the blackness was just looking for the heart. So once it got the heart and used her as a vessel to achieve that goal, then it just kind of lets her, it leaves her body and leaves her to die. And then you can see the darkness here form into this shadow creature. And again, I'm leaving it like on a little bit of a cliffhanger here, where, we're going to see more of this shadow creature. There was some of these stories were going to interconnect, and all of this evil and darkness that was happening around the world was going to kind of come together and release the Dark Queen. Okay, this was just a preview of a short story I was doing that I was calling Space Horror, and it was basically that these two astronauts are like working for this mining company that goes interstellar. This is in the future, so they go to these asteroids and they mine for ores and minerals and such. And then suddenly one of the characters gets a call from the other that's at the base and telling them to rush to the base. When they get there, they see that there are now two of the other character. So one of them is obviously an alien, while one is the original, and the rest of the comic is them trying to find out how to determine which is which. I never completed it, but I plan on coming back to it in the future. And you can see here, these were the future titles I was going to do. But at the time, it didn't work out for me because, again, I was suffering from a pinched nerve. So I had to literally stop and take a break from this, or I was just going to make, my life worse, and I wasn't trying to do that. You can see here that everything I did here was from 2021, so it was just a few years ago. So I do plan on going back and probably reprinting a lot of this stuff in my Ghost Girl comic when I release that, so that people can get a hold of that stuff too. Oh, and here was the picture of the vampire chick that I was talking about. I did a faux cover, and I decided, with all the hate that I got from that Facebook group, that I was going to do a short story with it and bring it out. And I never really knew if I was going to stick with this or not. But again, it was just a generic vampire chick that I thought was kind of cool. And I made a mock-up cover of it, and people just, took me to town for it. So there's the image of it if you wanted to see. But there it is, my first comic, my mini comic that I did. So guys, again, I'm going to be making these videos, probably releasing a video every day, showing off some of my work, showing off some of the work that influences me, or just some of the things that I like. And if you would like to see more videos, please like and subscribe. Also, you can join my Discord and give me any notes on anything that you guys, have to talk about or anything. And I'll see what I can do for a future video. All right. See you guys.